Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. I'm Randi, Thompson, sitting in for Sam Shad, and today we're talking with Sergeant Dave Crete of the Invisible Enemy, coming up on an all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
A power line is more than a power line. It's maintaining the bottom line for small businesses. It's keeping the assembly line moving for our workforce. For our brightest minds, it's meeting a deadline. It's on the front line with our heroes, and on the sidelines of the biggest games. It's a direct line to our loved ones. And it's a lifeline for the most vulnerable. There's a lot on the line.
Pro Group Management offers workers' comp services to a growing number of industries. As businesses grow and change with the times, the need for a solid workers' comp program must be flexible and up to date. The evolving nature of regulations can make staying ahead of complex tasks challenging. But Pro Group Management simplifies the work so your industry can move forward and succeed. Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Meet Nevada Health Link, Nevada's official health insurance marketplace. Your link to savings, selection, free assistance, and name brand health insurance, where 90% of enrollees lower the cost of their monthly premium. Everyone deserves access to quality health coverage, no matter your income or family size. Visit NevadaHealthLink.com. A few minutes could save you hundreds of dollars per month.
Nevada Health Link. Our plans are made for your plans.
As you know, Reno is booming. Toll's development company is helping it grow with insightful design and development, building community with every project, adding beauty, adding excitement, emphasizing our shared humanity. Reno is becoming bigger. Toll's development is helping it become better, more livable, more enjoyable. To learn more, go to tollsdevelopment.com. tollsdevelopment.com.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad, a no-holds-barred political forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
Back on Nevada Newsmakers, I'm Randi, Thompson, sitting in for Sam Shad, and I'm joined today again by Dave Crete, who is the Sergeant Dave Crete, U.S. Air Force retired, who was joining us via Zoom from Denver. And Dave is the chairman of the Invisible Enemy. Dave, it's good to see you again.
Thank you. Thank you for having me back. I appreciate it.
You bet. So we met during the legislative session, Dave, when I was lobbying for AJR 13, which sent a clear message to Congress that we don't want underground nuclear testing back in Nevada again. And you advocated for that resolution. So I just want to say thank you. We did that resolution pass unanimously, and it's been sent to Congress. And essentially it's just letting legislators in Congress know that we don't need to restart underground nuclear testing, which is an issue near and dear to your heart, I know.
Yeah, it is. Just the thought of that it's horrible. And I was very proud of our legislators that they could all get together and agree unanimously on telling the federal government no.
Yep. And as you've now learned, that doesn't happen very often in the Nevada legislature, so let alone in Washington. So, Dave, you're chairman of the Invisible Energy, and it's Invisible Enemy. It's related to energy, but it's a nonprofit that advocates for legislation about guaranteeing, or at least providing comprehensive medical care for the people that were affected by the test site who we don't always know. So why don't you tell us a little bit about the Invisible Enemy?
So the Invisible Enemy, I started it 2.5 years ago. I actually started researching the issue about 10 years ago. And the purpose of it is all of us that are DOD, that were military, that are veterans, that served out on the range were excluded from previous legislation that helped people that work out there. And because where we worked is classified, our duty there is still classified, the locations, it's kind of like there isn't there, therefore we weren't there, so we weren't exposed kind of thing. We're not eligible for our veterans benefits that had we worked anywhere else and had the same exposure that we would be eligible for. And we can't service connect things. And I think one of the really horrible things that has come of the government's denial affects so many Nevadans, because it's the widows and widowers, it's the family members that are left behind. Since the service member couldn't service connect, right, attach the illness that they have, their cancer or whatever, to their military service, the surviving family members can't get the benefits that they should get. There's no survivor benefits. There's the college opportunities for the kids that are there for someone who died as a result of their service. There's no college benefit. There's no, it's called a DIC benefit for a surviving spouse. So none of that stuff exists. So it goes beyond just us as the veteran that we can't service connect. It really cuts off the entire families because the government is trying to protect the fact from saying we were there.
So this is back in the 1950s, 1960s. So it's been, 60 years. You think we could go ahead and unclassify this at some point. We kind of know what happened, but why is it still classified? I mean, everybody kind of knows what happens out at the Nevada test site.
So everybody knows, but they don't know. And so it's this. There are locations out there, classified locations, where the government develops their next generation weapon systems. And they don't want people to know what's out there. But from my argument is, I don't have to tell anybody what's out there. Just say in this general area that's the size of the state of Maryland that we served out there, acknowledge its contamination so we can service connect. And I think part of it truly is the embarrassment that the federal government is concerned about, the fact that they know what happens to people that serve out there, and they send people there every day still.
No. So how many people are we talking about? How many people were you serving with? And sadly, how many have passed?
So I think it's going to help directly for those that served on, it's technically called the Nevada Test and Training Range. For those of us that served out there and our DOD counterparts, I think we're talking about a few thousand that we're dealing with. However, that number is going to continue to grow because it's an area for people in Nevada to understand. It goes from Indian Springs, Crete Air Force Base, almost to Tonopah. Mm-hmm. So it's quite a significant area. And it takes 20, 30 years for most of the things to manifest themselves, the cancers, the tumors, the neurological disorders. And one of the things that always affected us, or that impacted, I don't know, that's not even the right word, but to say, you didn't think when you were 50 something that what you did at 18, 19 is what caused your 50 something illness, your 60 something illness. So there's that disconnect and you're like, oh, life happens. And it was only until we started getting together that we started to realize all of us have very similar problems and almost all of us have problems. So that's when I started researching, going, all right, so we all worked at this place. So there's a nexus, but why did it really happen? And that's when we started finding out about all that nuclear testing that took place. The quantity, it's over 900 tests that we know of took place out there, and it contaminated everything, which is why we go back to AJR 13. Why we don't need that anymore. It's bad enough. And I always went back to what are you going to learn on the next test that you didn't learn in the first 900 and so. So it goes back to that. The government's sending people out there, and they knew, like, my location was built in the late 70s. They did an environmental assessment of where I worked in 75, and it said, hey, guess what? All this is contaminated. Maybe nobody should be here. And the government said the juice is worth the squeeze. That they understood that it was going to create a future liability. They put that in writing in the report. And all we're saying is, you knew what you were doing. Just help take care of us and our families.
Yeah. So, Dave, you look very healthy, but I know you're not. What are some of your symptoms?
So I started out with some lung problems. My lungs, normal function is 67%. I've got about 20 tumors around my body. I have four tumors, if you will, growing on my thyroid. I have a brain cyst. I have left brain atrophy. I'm starting to, I get tremors like Parkinson's, and I also have vestibular problems. My brain issue, neurological issues cause balance problems, and sometimes I look a little less than graceful, and it's caused some broken bones and foot surgery and things like that. So um, I've actually been told in Congress, I was speaking in one of the members' offices with them, and they said, "Well, you look healthy."
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you can see somebody who has stage 4 cancer and not realize it. That doesn't make them less sick.
Right.
And so then on to um, our mortality, from just what we've been able to find over the last 2 years, and this is just us research, social media and stuff, trying to find people, connect with people. Like I put the 517th name on our memorial list the day before yesterday. And there's more that we can't find, but we don't know for sure what's happened to them. And the average age of those that we've been able to find out how old they were when they passed, the average age is about 62.
Wow. We're going to take a quick break and come back, but I want you to kind of talk about how maybe people can reach out to you if they know somebody that's been at the test site, because you're trying to find people that you haven't seen for 60 years. So,
Correct.
yep. So we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back after this.
Hit the road in style during the $150,000 Roads to Riches giveaways at Tamarack Casino. Win up to $5,000 every week and a top prize of a 2026 Chevy Traverse or $40,000 in cash. It's the $150,000 Roads to Riches giveaways at Tamarack Casino.
Welcome to Story County, where history meets innovation, and a pioneering spirit continues to shape our future. At the heart of the Tahoe Reno Industrial Center, we power the future with global leaders in technology and manufacturing, driving progress that reaches far beyond our county lines. From advanced manufacturing to tech innovation, our industries are creating thousands of quality careers, fueling a vibrant economy that benefits every Nevadan. But it's more than just growth. Our community is our foundation, supporting families, empowering local initiatives, and creating a place where everyone belongs. Be part of a legacy built on bold ideas and boundless possibilities. Join us in building a brighter future right here in Story County. Story County, helping build Nevada's future.
We wouldn't steer you wrong with the gold standard of steaks at Joel's Chop House. Indulge in dry-aged steaks, seafood, Wagyu tomahawks, and great views of the Strip.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And we're back on Nevada Newsmakers. I'm Randi Thompson, sitting in for Sam Shad, and we're talking with Sergeant Dave Crete, the chairman of the Invisible Enemy. So, Dave, you're talking about how you're trying to find people that worked at the Nevada test site back in the 50s, 60s, 70s, and maybe people watching today don't even realize you guys exist. So how can people get in touch with you if they have a loved one that worked at the test site and you haven't been able to track them down yet?
So there's a couple of ways. One, we have a website that's www.theinvisiblenemy.org. That they can contact us on. We have a Facebook page called the Invisible Enemy Advocates. If they just type that in on Facebook, it'll come up, and that's probably our number one source of information and finding people. We have all the different social medias, and then my email address is real simple. It's dave@theinvisiblenemy.org, and that comes straight to me. I'm on my emails all the time. It's so any of those ways. My
And
phone
we'll make sure
number's
and put that
there.
on our
However they want to get a hold of
website
me.
as well too. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm easily found. Plus, I'm a real estate broker in Vegas, so my information's everywhere.
Okay. Well, Dave, first I do want to say thank you for what you're doing, for your advocacy. It's making a difference in a lot of people's lives. But you've been going to D.C. trying to get the Congress to pass some legislation. I'm not even going to ask how frustrating that process is, but okay, how frustrating is that process?
Yeah, it's frustrating. We have some great help. Honestly, everybody in the Nevada delegation has been a great help. Most notably, we have Congressman Amade from up in Reno. He was our initial bill sponsor. Susie Lee from down in Vegas was instantly signed on. And then Senator Rosen has really taken the bull by the horns in the Senate and is really a great advocate for us because she also serves on Senate Armed Services Committee. So she has a bit of leverage that most in Congress don't have. And she's been awesome. So that part's great. Once we go outside our borders, we have a couple of problems. The initial problem is people in Vegas, especially Southern Nevada, really knows that things take place, right? They know people that travel to work. They know they can't come home and talk about it. You know, they know somebody or they have a family member or whatever. For us, it's common knowledge. When I travel around the rest of the country, when I travel to Congress, they have no idea. So your first hurdle, you know, unlike like the Gulf War, well, of course, everybody knows and understands that. Our issue has been a secret. So they don't know. The first time I talked to Congressman Amade, he had no idea of what all was taking place and what's happened to us. So the first issue with Congress is education, because they always just want to say no. I think it's kind of their automatic filter. And then they go, well, this might cost money. And my response always is, yes, it is. And when the government sent us out there, they put in writing that they knew that. So, okay, we're beyond that now. And then it's, you know, a perfect example right now, Senator Gallegos in Arizona. He's the junior senator from Arizona, my home state, a Marine Corps veteran. I've met with him. I've talked to him. He's now holding up the NDAA, the National Defense Authorization Act, the Senate version, from hitting the floor because he's trying to pick a fight with the president. That has nothing to do with the NDAA. And so we have Senator Rosen put in amazing language to help us, basically making the Secretary of the Air Force say, there is there, these guys were there, disclose everyone that's ever served there since 1951 through current day, number one. Number two, identify it as a contaminated location, that there are toxins, that we know this. The Department of Energy has already admitted to that, but the DOD has not. Mm-hmm. So you makes them do those two things. And so right now we're at the mercy of the senator from Arizona. And, you know, there's always lots of questions, but really the biggest problem we have in Congress, outside of these little fights on the playground that some of them have, is that they don't know anything about us. So I've spent 2 years trying to educate them and tell them. And even we have many veterans, especially Navy SEALs for some reason, but we have many veterans that serve in Congress that have zero knowledge of us existing.
Yeah.
So, you know, you're starting kind of from the basement and working your way up.
Oh, it's got to be so frustrating. It really does. And why do you call it the invisible enemy? Which part's invisible here?
So two things. One is we're invisible. We've been hidden in plain sight for decades. Mm-hmm. And the other is you can't see the radiation. You can't see the toxins, but we know that they're there. So it's kind of a play on words on both sides. It's an invisible group of enemy exposed to things you can't see, but they're all sick.
Yep. All right, we're going to take another quick break, and we'll be right back after this.
The trucking industry is the most resilient link in the supply chain, moving 95% of our freight in the Silver State. And while essential, the road isn't always smooth. Supply chain disruptions, rising fuel costs, and unrealistic rules and laws that hamper our ability to serve our customers and country. Our prosperity and every sector of the economy, manufacturing, mining, medicine, and food from farm to table, is tied to trucks. There's nothing without trucking.
Like a traditional handmade basket, Retail is woven into the fabric of life in Nevada. From big box to mom and pop, retail supports our communities in countless ways. Jobs for the disabled, team uniforms for kids, help for the elderly, and so much more. Retail employs over 1 in 10 workers. Retail supports Nevada, and we support retail.
RANNV.org. Save money and take transit. Did you know you can ride the bus all day for less than what it would cost you for a gallon of gas? Plan your trip now by going to rtcwashoe.com.
Southwest Specialties has been making the homes and businesses of Nevada beautiful for more than 20 years. Their experienced designers and craftsmen create the walkways, backyards, water features, and a variety of outdoor cooking areas that add curb appeal and value to your investment. Call today or visit them at their website and see how they can make your outdoor spaces special. Southwest Specialties, creative, distinctive, beautiful.
No tricks, just treats at the Carson Valley Inn during the $100,000 Monster Pirate Treasure giveaways. Thousands in cash and free play giveaways every week. A monstrous $25,000 in guaranteed grand prize giveaways. Don't ghost these giveaways. Halloween awaits at the Carson Valley Inn.
You're in trouble with the law. It's easy to think you'll lose everything, but there is hope. I'm attorney Orrin Johnson. Your first step is to hire a serious attorney with the experience to successfully navigate the legal system for you.
Sometimes hope means addiction treatment instead of jail, and making sure you're treated fairly.
Sometimes hope means fearless trial attorneys will stand up to the government when they get it wrong. Call or text Orrin Johnson Law.
We'll make a plan.
You'll take back your life.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
Back on Nevada Newsmakers, I'm Randi Thompson, sitting in for Sam Shad, and we're talking to Sergeant Dave Crete, U.S. Air Force retired, about the invisible enemy. So, Dave, I understand that you guys are looking at possibly doing a Netflix documentary, or just a documentary about you, and hopefully Netflix will pick it up. What are you guys doing in that realm?
So, in the beginning, as part of our education process, we created with the help of people who know what they're doing, a short documentary that we've been taking around to the film festivals. We won the Santa Fe Film Festival with it. It's on our website, and it's an 11-minute documentary. The purpose of that was education, because in those 11 minutes, we could tell more than me speaking for an hour. And nobody wants to hear that anyways. And so then we started to create and find out what needed to happen in order to do a full-length documentary to tell the story, the good and the bad, of those that worked out there that had this very secretive life. And when those first conversations started happening with our movie makers, Netflix had expressed an interest. Somebody had seen the short, and they expressed an interest and gave us a list of criteria of things that we would have to do in order to be Netflix eligible. And so we've been following their guideline, and hopefully they're going to pick us up, as well as the other streaming services. And it's very simple. It's simply to tell the story of a group of men and women that served in total secrecy and what they did to history. And the good and the bad, the invisible enemy part, as well as things that happened out there were absolutely incredible and changed the history of the world and that's not an understatement.
Yep.
They truly did that, and nobody knows.
Yep.
And we don't need to tell the world what we did, but know what they did was truly significant.
Yep, no doubt. So all of this is expensive, Dave, hiring PR teams and you flying back and forth to DC. So I know you have a fundraiser coming up in Las Vegas this month. So tell us a little bit about that and how we can attend. So
October 16th, we're having our first major fundraiser. It's going to be at Mezzo's Italian Bistro in Las Vegas. Looks like we're going to be buying out the restaurant, and it's a 5-course wine paired dinner, starting with charcuterie and salads and a pasta course and beef Wellington and some desserts and wines paired with everything, some champagne when you get there. There'll be silent auction and things like that. Again, go back to our website, theinvisiblenemy.org. And as soon as you open up the website, there's a pop-up right there that you can click on, and it takes you right to the information for our fundraiser. it's important to us because you can't do anything in DC for a few bucks. Everything is expensive. Hotel rooms are expensive. You have to Uber everywhere because you can't drive. There's nowhere to park. And traveling back and forth. I mean, we're West Coast based, basically in Vegas, and it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of money. And we're blessed because we have people that do a whole lot for us and they don't charge us. And we really, really are. We've got a magnificent team, but you can't be asking people to work for free forever. That travel, our typical trip to DC, myself, the executive director, or one of our other members travels with us so we can get more coverage. It's $5,000 a week. And we're back there a lot. In fact, I think I'm going back again the week after the fundraiser. I'll be in DC from Sunday night through Friday, meeting with members of the different committees.
All right. Well, Dave, you're doing a hell of a job. You're fighting for those that are invisible and fighting against that invisible enemy. We will continue to talk about what you're doing and continue to promote you all we can. And God bless you for what you're doing, Dave. Thank you so much.
Thank you for giving us this forum and this opportunity. We truly appreciate it.
You bet. Thank you, Dave. We'll be right.
Have a good one.
All right. You too. We'll be right back after this.
The Nevada Builders Alliance has been protecting the interests of the construction industry for over 50 years. Our programs save members thousands of dollars every year and allow them to provide much-needed benefits to their employees. Our industry also allows Nevada to grow. If you're thinking about a career in the construction industry, reach out. And if you haven't thought of a career in construction, what are you waiting for? We are the Nevada Builders Alliance.
Imagine a magical garden that feeds Carson City's hungry and homeless, teaches our high school students agriculture, creates hanging floral displays to beautify downtown, and yet charges nothing. It's not magic. It's the Greenhouse Project. It's real, it's growing, and it needs your help. Go online to carsоncitygreenhouse.org so together we can grow it forward.
Welcome to the Ahern Boutique Hotel, where luxury and warmth come together in the heart of Las Vegas.
We take pride in offering a one-of-a-kind experience for both locals and tourists.
Join us for handcrafted cocktails and an unforgettable experience. Joel's Chop House, the perfect place to savor views of the Las Vegas Strip.
Satisfy your cravings at the Ahern Chocolate Shop.
No smoking, no resort fees, and the parking is always free. The Ahern Luxury Boutique Hotel is your home away from home.
Each day, the Children's Advocacy Alliance partners with leaders, legislators, and families across Nevada to improve children's health, education, economic well-being, and safety. We recognize Nevada will be no better than the state of its children. Be a part of this change. Be a supporter of the Children's Advocacy Alliance. For more information, go to caanv.org.
Well, thank you for watching and listening. You can watch us anytime at NevadaNewsmakers.com. Thanks.